I'll call the infrastructure meeting for the city of Plattsburgh to order at 5 p.m. June 7th, 2021. Roll call of members. Mayor Rosenblatt. Here. Councilor Canales. Here. Councilor Kelly. Here. And myself. Okay, at this time, we'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes of the May 3rd infrastructure meeting. Motion. Second by Canales. Second, Kelly. Councilor Kelly. All in favor? Aye. 2.1 Public Works, authorizing revising capital project H5110.80-2021 street resurfacing. Okay, motion, move that to the regular agenda. Motion by Canales, second by Kelly. Is there any discussion on this item?
Yeah, Councilor Chairman Moore, these are an additional number of streets that were not originally planned for this year, given that we had an influx of cash that came. Influx of cash, it sounds horrible to say that. Considering that New York State has really invested in infrastructure projects through the touring routes program. We're leveraging those funds that are coming through in addition, in excess of about $2 million that's coming to the city of Plattsburgh to pave these additional streets. And even with that, we still have some money left over in that fund that we're looking to make some improvements to some planning and engineering. But essentially, this is planning for these estimated costs for this additional road work, and then funding it with this touring route program, which is used similarly to CHIPS, other than we can't leverage that money to purchase equipment as we would with CHIPS funds. But as you can see, there's a significant amount of additional projects that we're looking at including Olive Bailey, Ruger Street up to Adirondack, Riley Ave, all of Riley Ave, including Oliver Court and the Riley Ave extension that was already scheduled this year. Marston Lane, Lincoln Lane, Joyce Court, and Pine Street, which is that short section of Pine from where the Saranac River Trail ends up to where the kind of weird Battery Street, Pine Street kind of intersection happens.
One block.
Yeah, it's one block of paving that was not originally planned for as part of the Saranac River Trail. So we're adding that onto this project, onto this paving project as well. Like I said, there is additional funds in that, and I've been working with DPW as well as upstairs to identify an opportunity for planning and engineering of Margaret Street from Cornelia to Broad, all of Brinkerhoff, and all of Court Street. So we're looking at those as other options for this year. Hopefully, cross our fingers. Yeah, and then looking at some other roads for next year as planned.
In the past 2 years, the Department of Public Works has paid just about the entire flats neighborhood.
Yeah, and I think this year we will have paid all of the flats this year. So it'll wrap up everything down there, and then we'll just continue to spread out throughout the city.
Really nice, and the residents are most.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I just want to say that this is the way we wage war on potholes. You know, these repaving jobs, eliminate those for a few years. And, I haven't heard as many complaints in the last couple of years. I'm very pleased with that. Okay, proceeds to vote. Councilor Canales?
Yes.
Councilor Kelly?
Yes.
Mayor Rosenblatt?
Yep.
Councilor Moore, yes also. Okay, 2.2 draft resolution authorizing revising capital project H5110.79-21. Equipment purchase. Entertain motion to move that to the regular agenda. Motion by Canales, second by Kelly. Any discussion? Just had one question on this. What was changed in here? I know it looked like things we had already approved.
We added, so you'll see the very last item is a heavy triaxle truck. That was something that we had probably had another 2 years. But with the upcoming projects and the need for additional trucks, now's the time, there's one available, we can get on their state and move it. So with the funding we had currently with the CHIPS, and we say CHIPS, it's CHIP, Pay New York, and EWR. And those programs have been expanded. So we lost 15% of our funds last year due to COVID. We got those 15% back, plus they gave us another 20% on top of that. So that almost is $900,000 in the CHIPS, EWR, and New York. In addition, we got the touring routes program, which is $2,036,000, I believe. So we, the state really did well for us this year. So that's what that addition piece is.
Heavy dump truck, basically?
Heavy dump truck, we got one a couple of years ago to replace one that's basically at the end of the service life, we're still nursing along. We found that with the snow removal, with sand hauling, our primary source for road sand is on business, so we're gonna have to do a little more hauling on our end for road sand, even though we use a lot of salt, we use a lot of hauling. So this is a tool that we'll use.
And this is funded through CHIPS.
100% no check.
Yeah, why don't we go through those? Is there any other discussion? If not, Council Canales?
Yes.
Council Kelly?
Yeah.
Mayor Rosenblatt?
Yes.
And Councilor Moore, yes. 2.3, draft resolution authorizing revising capital project H5110.77 for 2021. Authorizing revised capital groups, street resurfacing. Entertain motion. Make that motion. Second by Councilor Kelly. Any discussion?
You'll notice in here, I don't know if you guys are aware, what we did is Kogan Ave, because it was over budget, it is eligible for reimbursement from the touring routes. And we're to seek out additional money that we get budgeted $300,000 for CHIPS reimbursement. With the touring routes money, we're going to go as high as $500,000, so we don't have to pay financing on the budget. So that's what we changed to that.
Thank you. Any other questions?
I just noticed that pretty aggressive schedule of resurfacing this year between what's in this resolution and the earlier one. You guys okay with all that? You think we have to get it
We're
done?
gonna go College Drive, we'll do, the one, two are gonna be tricky for us, are gonna be Ruger Street, which is a very short turnaround. We lose the month of July due to 4th of July, Mayor's Cup, vacation's a high vacation month for us. But we have no choice because college is back August 19th, we have to be out of there. And then we also have to contend with school, so we have to wait till the end of the high school schools until the 23rd, yeah. So there's a lot of coordination. This Wednesday, we're meeting with campus. We've already been in contact with campus and the high school, working the logistics out on this thing. Then we'll look at Bailey, will be the next tricky one. That probably will be next, and then followed by the small street. Yeah, that's the goal.
I got confidence. I know we do.
Any further discussion? If not, Councilor Canales?
Yes.
Councilor Kelly?
Yes.
Mayor Rosenblatt?
Yes.
Councilor Moore, yes. Moving on to environmental, 3.1, draft resolution, awards of contract. 2 million, is that 2 M?
2 now, contract 2
Okay. I think it was. All right, WRRF, disinfection and odor control improvements. Entertain motion. Motion by Mayor Rosenblatt. Second by Councilor Kelly. Discussion. So you've gone through these already?
Yeah, this is the ongoing odor mitigation and capital improvement projects at the water resource recovery facility.
Okay,
We have a number of these on the agenda tonight.
so if there's no further discussion, Councilor Canales,
Yes.
Councilor Kelly,
Yes.
Mayor Rosenblatt?
Yeah.
Councilor Moore, yes. Three point two, draft resolution award of contract 2E, WRRF disinfection and odor control improvements. Entertaining motion. Make a motion, and Councilor Canales second. Any discussion on this one? I think these are all things that we went through and we're just approving the contracts. So,
Yeah, these are all capital improvements that were already approved earlier this year. Normal bids go out, as always, the lowest bidder comes back and we assign the award to the lowest bidder.
No further discussion, Councilor Canales?
Yes.
Councilor Kelly?
Yes.
Mayor Rosenblatt?
Yes.
Councilor Moore, yes. 3.3, draft resolution award contract 2G, WRRF disinfection and odor control improvements. Entertain a motion.
Motion.
Motion by Mayor Rosenblatt, second by Councilor Canales. Any discussion? If not, we'll proceed to vote. Councilor Canales?
Yes.
Councilor Kelly?
Yes.
Mayor Rosenblatt?
Yep.
Councilor Moore, yes. Draft resolution 3.4, award of contract hauling of sludge from the WRRF contract number 2017-8, final 1-year extent of the extension. I will take motion to read the agenda. Councilor Canales, second, Councilor Kelly. Any discussion on this?
This is the final year, I believe it goes back into negotiation for extended contract.
We'll go for bid again.
Yep, go for bid, but this is hauling the sludge cave. That is the final product of the water resource recovery facility. Then we get review.
Being no further discussion, Councilor Canales,
Yes.
Councilor Kelly,
Yes.
Mayor Rosenblatt?
Yes.
And Councilor Moore, yes. Moving on to draft resolution 3.5, award of contract WRRF 2021-202, electrical services for the WRRF and the city of Plattsburgh. Entertaining motion.
Second.
Motion by Councilor Canales, second by Mayor Rosenblatt. Any discussion on this one?
Pretty much it's self-explanatory. It's an in-house electric services for the water recovery facility. Typical contract, same as we paid last year, around the same amount that we paid last year.
Any further discussion? Not, Councilor Canales?
Yes.
Councilor Kelly?
Yes.
Mayor Rosenblatt?
Yes.
Councilor Moore, yes. At this time, we hear if there's any new business. Councilor Canales?
As you very well know, because I see you walk your grandson every morning, which I think is awesome. The turn in onto Oak Street, a lot of parents have been asking what can the city do in collaboration with the school district to bring that curve down, right where the stop sign is. And the reason why is because you have to overextend turning in, and it almost causes an accident almost every day, several times. Not as bad as Hamilton Street over there at Club Road, but it's for it to be a school, zone, kids and everything else, that's something that we could possibly.
So
look at
that
bringing down.
on the school side?
No, it's on the street side. It's on the street side, it's the sidewalk and then the curb is right on.
Is it on the side of the road?
Oh,
that's
sorry,
the
yes.
school zone?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's where
okay.
drop offs is, not on the back side. Yeah.
So what is the turn, just like kind of sharp?
You have to overextend significantly.
Gotcha. So you have to kind of go into the outgoing lane to
Yeah,
go into the.
absolutely.
Yeah, gotcha.
All the time.
So is it that the entryway is too narrow?
I don't think that is the entryway, it's not the entryway, it's that the curb is just, I don't know what happened or.
Yes, what's all written?
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, it's at least 6 inches, and it's pretty high, so.
The curb next to the street, is that high? 6 inches?
It's pretty high.
The only issue you have there is you're actually not supposed to be driving up, the width of the entrance is probably too narrow, as the mayor alluded to. You're not supposed to be up onto that sidewalk, because you obviously have pedestrians there. So
That's why the curb so high, so people aren't up on the side.
typical reveal is 6 to 8 inches, but we'll take a look at this and see what.
With the entryway,
Yeah,
yeah. So it's
Yeah, because it's a 2-lane exit. One to go straight, one to turn right.
Yes.
And then the entry is.
Now,
That-
I do know that the school district is currently redoing the parking lots.
So that's good, and I just didn't know that, because this is what a lot of constituents are asking, they're saying, where does it end at the city, or, you know, start with the school and vice versa?
Is that's city property though, with the city, or sorry, is that school
It
property?
would be school property,
So
so
the
it's in
school-
our right of way, but it's the entrance to their facility,
Yeah, yeah.
so they're responsible.
So they'd be responsible for doing that work, okay. Good to know. Any updates from you all that you want to share?
So Coven Ave is off and rolling. I personally went and knocked on every door as you guys requested, didn't get shot, so.
Good job.
Only a couple of angry people, nothing too major. We are currently put about 400 feet of pipe in the ground over the last 2 days, so they're up and cruising. Cutting down trees that need to be cut down, rubbing the ground in the pipeline. We're moving along.
Yeah, if you haven't, by the way, if you haven't driven up there, please do take a look. Because if you, on paper, it looks like one thing. When you drive through and you see what people's yards look like, it's another thing, right?
Yeah.
And really, like, I drove through, it's like, oh, okay, I understand. Like, really, like, not to diminish people's concerns, but you look at it, you're like, okay, it's real. But it's a lot of work too, right? So, I did have a chance to stop and chat with somebody that I knew, and they're like, yeah, it's going well. We haven't had water cut off, and, you know, we understand that it's gonna look like this for a little bit, but, you know.
Yeah, keep in mind, the reason it looks so bad right now is because the water main is pushed so far off the roadway. The sidewalk isn't gonna be that far off the roadway, that's just for the water main installation, so it won't be quite as bad as it looks.
Gotcha, okay, that's good to know.
As Councilor Kelly had talked about, we did do our first phase of paving. This was the rollover money that we had for CHIPS. That's the only thing that we had put in the original capital budget, not knowing what this year would give us. We completed the George Street Water, Alley, White Street, and Standish. Went very well. We do have a very aggressive plan upcoming. We put it back in there. Andrew and I surveyed late last year, we were 13 streets. We put those 13 back on and we added some more. So we're gonna really be aggressive at this, try to get, these are the trouble spots. I know there are more. I know, Councilor Canales, they call out a couple streets and we are getting there. And, hopefully in the future, this touring house money is a recurring thing. If that is the case, it's a game changer for us in the city.
Absolutely.
We can really make some solid headway. You know, I hear what the county gets for their CHIPS money and what have you. It's rather frightening compared to what we get.
Do we get more or less?
Less, a lot less. We typically get 598,000. With the touring house money and not the bump, we would probably 2.5 million. The county gets,
That's still less than what we have.
yeah, the county
Even
gets.
with our touring right.
So,
Do they have more roads?
yeah.
It's all based off of linear footage of roads.
Oh,
So, but it's an exciting thing, and like I said, I got the typical CHIPS letter, you know, I reading this thing, and I had to call our CHIPS person, who we were talking about on a regular basis, and I read this right, and what is this? And I said, yeah, because they just gave that to you, and it was out of the blue, and I had asked the mayor, and the mayor had not heard of it, or unless he's holding back on it, he's like, no. So, definitely, we try to make,
I like to take credit for stuff, but that was a little that would have been a little bit of a stretch.
Yeah.
Somebody would have found that.
so we'll do our very best, to get it done. Bailey might be a stretch, but we're gonna do our darndest to get this all in this calendar year. And, you know, hopefully it's, I know we talked previous meetings about turning the corner with our roads and making them, a lot better. And Jeff's observation is right, potholes are way better. I think maybe 3 or 4 occasions last winter, we sent out the hot dogs to patch potholes. I mean, the pot box used to go out every day.
3-4 times a day.
So that's a really big thing.
Bridge New York, I just got the final draft of the application for the Bridge New York program for the 3-year year. So I'll review that tomorrow and we will have that submitted on the 9th to DOT and fingers crossed and hopefully give some money.
It's a good program. Again, it's a 5% match, on a $5 million, project. So the city will be on the hook for $250,000, though we get a brand new bridge, right down to the deck.
And you can actually use either chips or that 20 group
To
money
match.
as your match.
Oh,
So now we get, this bridge here, and then we also have the bridge on South Catherine where the expansion joints need to be taken care of. So we'll look at leveraging that program in the future as well.
I had mentioned this to the mayor, but I know we pass it on to you guys. But that Crate Center parking lot, they're getting those weeds out of there, makes it look a little more civilized, part of the city. It really improved the look of that greatly. Yeah.
Also, beach, really gotta thank you all again for the work that you've done at the beach and continue to do at the beach. I was out there this weekend, packed, tons of people out there, it was hot, it was nice, but there's a lot of people out there. And then I just came back from the beach just to see what was going on, and still people are out there enjoying themselves, and lots of people enjoying the beach right now.
But there are no lifeguards there currently.
Currently, yes, that's
So
right.
you swim at your own risk.
Correct. Correct.
You've had a lot of people there.
Tons, and with the people that I've spoken with, there's been people that said, we appreciate it without the lifeguards, and, I know, I understand, and we'll have lifeguards, but again, part of our plan that was approved by the health department, includes that lifeguarded area, which we'll rename, but then other places that people can swim, without a lifeguard. There will still be patrols, right, but we're not getting into the situation where they're walking out and blowing people out of the water kind of thing.
What time do the gates open?
Right now, I believe it's from 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. And we're still, we're still trying to work out the schedule given the earlier opening that was unplanned, working through that.
Not seeing anybody from the public, I guess we'll not have a public comment period. Having concluded our business, does anyone want to make a motion to adjourn? Councilor Kelly. Second, Councilor Canales. Councilor Canales? Councilor Kelly?
Yes.
Mayor Rosenbaum?
Yep.
And Councilor